You were listening to ChartingWealth.com for Monday, the 24th of October, 2016. We've seen a week of mainly sideways sliding action while the market is still in a confirmed down move on both the weekly and the two-day chart. Friday was down 0.07% on the total market. We saw a weakening in the downward momentum of the derivative oscillator. In other words, it's losing that downward momentum. And we see the MACD basically sliding sideways like we've seen happening over the last three two-day candles. That represents, of course, a week plus a day. That was the prior Friday, the 14th of October. Let's look intraday and see what we see on the charts. If we go to our 4-hour chart, the day started off moving down on Friday, and then it recovered a little bit. That was after the prior Thursday had down moves, and then earlier in the week we had seen the market ticking up some. But as we continue to watch things, we can see the derivative oscillator losing energy on the 4-hour chart. We are hoping to see a pullback there and then maybe an entry point over the course of this next week when the market rolls back over on our 4-hour chart, heading down to parallel the down movement in the two larger charts, the two-day and the weekly. For those of you just joining us, this is the way we think. We look for what the big trend is, which is the weekly chart. We look for then the intermediate trend on the two-day chart. We wait for a pullback on our short chart, and then when it moves back over in line with our big charts, we look to jump in and ride that move. Now, those of you might say, how do you make money when the market goes down? There are inverse ETF funds that you can get in. Please go online to chartingwealth.com or to our site at YouTube, and you can listen to the trainings that we've done. The one in particular I would encourage you to listen to is Inverse Markets, How to Make Money When Markets Crash, or Inverse ETFs, sorry. And also, if you sign up for our newsletter, guess what we'll send you absolutely for free, along with two other items. We'll send you a link to our How to Read a Stock Chart video. It's all you need to understand the methods to our madness. Now let's continue to move through the charts. We go to the two-day chart and we switch over to SPY, the Standard & Poor's 500. Technically for the day, it was up 0.03%. We have a red spinning top. Market was barely up with a down movement on Thursday on the two-day chart. Still have a down move, and basically the market moved sideways throughout the course of the week after that big down candle on the 13th. Losing some of its downward momentum, market is really just slipping sideways as far as the MACD goes. Could it be getting ready to switch over and move up? Perhaps, but we don't have any call on that. The major trend is down, as well as the two-day trend. That is, the weekly trend's down and the two-day trend. Now, if we go intraday on the S&P 500, what do we see going on? Well, derivative oscillators losing energy, might be getting ready for a crossover going down. If indeed that does occur, you can jump into a practice trade on something like SH. Again, what is SH? It is, and we'll just plug it into our chart, it is the ProShares short S&P 500. It moves in the opposite direction of the S&P 500. Where the S&P 500 goes up, SH goes down. Again, this is one of those inverse funds that we're talking about. So look possibly to get into that over the course of the next week if that happens for you. Now, let's continue to move through our chart. Well, let's look again just for a quick second at what's going on this 4-hour chart. It is losing momentum. We've seen a sideways slip. We're still closed below both the two-day and the weekly trend line. So again, get ready for that pullback to end if it happens, and jump in on a down play on something like SH. Now we're going to go to the Qs. Some important things have happened with the Qs. At the end of the week, the Qs actually crossed over. It's the Nasdaq-100 technology stocks going down on our weekly chart. Be sure after you listen to this podcast to please listen to our weekly review and forecast. We have some interesting things to relate to you, particularly on the Qs with this change of movement from up on the weekly chart to down on the weekly chart. Not a strong down, but it did cross over going down. We've been down for quite a while on the 2-day chart since the 26th rather, of August, the 8th month. Now, what do we see going on? Well, we've got a spinning top. Well, we really have a doji as far as the last 2-day candle of the week on the 21st for the Nasdaq-100 means lots of indecision. Close below the 2-day trend line and the weekly trend line. It is losing some of its downward momentum as far as the derivative oscillator goes and slipping sideways as far as the MACD goes. Let's check out quickly what's going on the 4-hour chart. We can see that the Qs actually did climb. It was up 0.38%. Now again, total market up down 0.07, S&P 500 up 0.03. The Qs was up substantially more than both of these, again, by just a little over 1/3%, but it was up. So just continue to watch. If this pullback ends and it crosses back over going down, let me tell you, with the weekly in a confirmed down move now along with the 2-day, get ready to make some money on an inverse fund in your virtual trading. And again, the reason I always throw in virtual trading, we're not a stock calling service. We don't give advice on you investing real money. We want you to learn with us, train with us, get good, develop your own trading techniques. And when you do, you can then make your own decisions. But we don't get paid to do that, and we're not providing you with market advice. We want you to train and learn how to read these charts, because once you can read these charts, my friends, imagine if you can predict the future. If you knew what the stock pages were going to be before they came out, before the market opened, do you think that might be worth a little bit of money? Might give you a little financial security? Hell yes. Okay, what do we have going on? QID is the ProShares Ultra Short. I believe it's a 2x Ultra Short. Again, as the market goes up, the Qs goes down. The QID goes down. So, if we do see a rollover of the Qs over the next week, QID is what you want to get into, because it will go up as the Qs goes down. So keep that in mind. It's an inverse fund, and listen to that training on inverse funds. Lastly, before we run out of our 10 minutes of time, we ask you to give us every day. Let's go look at gold. Gold was up 0.07%, ended the week up. Yet again, another up candle, 2 in a row. Remember, still in a long-term down move on both the weekly and the 2-day. But is our 4-hour chart not magical? Is it not prescient? If you would have jumped in back on the 12th of October, you would have jumped in, you would have gotten in at a high, the worst position you could have gotten in the afternoon of the 12th of October. High was 119.91. Where is it now? Well, it hit a high of 121.59 on the 20th, and it closed out the day. And again, gold was up 0.07%. It closed out the day. Its high was 20.92, so still up $1. Just amazing. What a great, great chart this 4-hour chart continues to be. Remember, it started failing us at the end of last year. Then it started working again earlier in 2016. So again, how long do you use a chart? Till it doesn't work anymore. This 4-hour chart has been working magnificently for gold. That is where we are, my friends, as we end the day on Friday. Get ready to move into this new week, starting Monday, the 24th of October. God bless you. You appreciate what we do. Let us hear from you. Go to chartingwealth.com, sign up for our newsletter. And if you really want to help us out in this newsletter, are these broadcasts that we do on a daily basis. You'll get them in your mailbox. Now, if you want to help us out, I ask you to do 2 things. Go to iTunes, subscribe to our podcast, give us a 5-star rating. Also, go and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we appreciate everyone joining us. We always upload things as quickly as we can to get them out to you. We like to hear from you, and we appreciate your support and confidence. God bless from chartingwealth.com.